Go live.
Subscribe to Inspirational Talks with Laura Simmons and friends. Today's special guest is Miss Breezy, a filmmaker and director out of Chicago, Illinois. Today's show is sponsored by Praise Painting by Design.
Good evening, everybody. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Welcome to Inspirational Talks with Laura Simmons. I am Laura Simmons. I have with me today Ursula D. Allen,
Hi, everybody.
Margaret Green,
Hello.
Shanita J. Montgomery,
Hi, everybody.
and our guest today is award-winning filmmaker, director out of Chicago, Miss Breezy. But before we get to our guest, we are going to talk to you about different things today. So, how's everybody doing, first of all?
Good.
We
I'm
are
doing great.
well. How are you,
Mhm.
Laura?
I'm good. I'm good.
I
You know,
like that purple hat.
oh,
Yeah, I
thank
was
you
just about to say something about that Rastafarian hat. Look like it. It does. It does.
Well,
so
Margaret, she always
Well, she can put
getting
my
shot.
dreads in there. Gonna get
uh
some hang time.
shots
I got
fired.
my
Shots
kitchen cloth
fired.
scarf. See?
Before
So,
we get started with the show, I also wanted to remember my mom and
yes.
put her picture up and say happy birthday, mom. We miss you so much.
Happy
Love
birthday.
Happy
you.
birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy heavenly birthday.
Yep. And then guys, let's see. I want to also thank Praise Painting by Design out of South Carolina for sponsoring tonight's show. Sorry, y'all. So
Oh,
I'll
let's get
drink some
into
water for
today.
you.
Let's get into today's discussion. Let's start with a little gold nugget from the real estate queen.
Hello, everybody. Well,
Hello.
my real estate nugget for today is in the form of two questions. And it is, what is it about real estate that you fear about buying? You know, some people are afraid to make that purchase and make that first step to just buy their first home. What is your fear? And the other one is, what is it about real estate that makes you want to invest or become a landlord or become a flipper? That's my two questions. But the first one, I think, in some cases, I think for some people, why they don't won't why they're afraid of taking the plunge and buying their own home is because some people are afraid of responsibility, because when you buy a home, you become responsible for every repair and everything that has to be done. Whereas when you're renting, you just call your landlord. Well, the flip side to that you want to keep in mind is, with as a renter, you can call your landlord, but if you get into a situation with your landlord where you're, or with a job or something, where you lost your job or something, then it becomes a problem for it's harder for you to be able to get help from your landlord than it is with your mortgage company. Like, where, for
mm-hmm.
instance, your mortgage company will probably be willing to work with you to try to help you get to that point where you need to get to be able to keep your residence. Whereas with a landlord, they're only going to be sympathy for only for a little while, and before you know it, they're ready to put you out. So
To the
that's
first of the
something to
month.
think about when you're making a decision on whether I should buy or whether I should just continue to rent. So that's my go nugget for today.
Okay, great advice as always. Now let's move right along to our celebrity gossip. Give us a little tea and your Black history today.
All right. So, as you all know, we touched a little bit about the Kardashians and Kanye on Tuesday. But I'm not gonna go there. Psych. Let's talk about the Super Bowl. Are you guys excited about that?
Yes, the
So,
halftime show. I
all
can't
right.
wait.
So, Mary J. Blige discussed how she's not getting paid for doing the Super Bowl, and
What?
just, yeah. So, I mean,
So
I
why
think
she
at the
doing
end,
it?
well, I mean, at the end of the day, it's probably like, I mean, think about it. Michael Jackson laced those stages before her. So why not? I mean, but she said if she was to get paid, it would be a very large check, which obviously, I mean, it's such a dramatic production. So I just think
Is
they
she
do
the
it
only
to,
one who's not getting paid? Or none of
Well,
them are.
Because I thought
yeah,
Dr. Dre was on this, going to be in that too.
yeah. There is a lot of good celebrities going to be in there, but she's the only one to discuss not getting paid. So, I don't know if she's the only one because I can't imagine. But then again, I don't know. Michael Jackson seemed to have loved to perform, so I can imagine that he liked, to do that. So I don't think it would have been a big deal. But they do pay for all those pyros and different things like that. But anyhow, moving along. So being that we have a filmmaker coming on today, we're going to talk about Sheldon Jackson. Do y'all know who that is?
No.
Spike Lee.
Oh,
Yeah, he was
That's his
born.
real name.
He was originally born in Atlanta, Georgia. I know a lot of you guys didn't know that because how hard he reps Brooklyn. He's best known for Mo Better Blues, Malcolm X, Jungle Fever, School Days, She's Gotta Have It, Do the Right Thing, and my favorite, Crooklyn.
Crooklyn's your favorite?
Yeah, I just
That's
watched
my
that the
favorite.
other day too.
That's my favorite.
School Days is my favorite.
Yeah,
And Do the Right Thing just came on the other day too.
Yeah, so he went to the historically black college Morehouse, and then he later took courses at Clark Atlanta, which is also a historically black college. He began his production company, 40 Acres and a Mule, and he's made over 35 films since 1983. He won his first Academy Award in 2019. For Black Klansman. I don't know if you guys saw that one. That was actually a good one. It had Denzel Washington's son in it. He's actually a pretty good dude.
He looked just like him too.
He sounds just like him.
He definitely does. Got the mannerisms. So, after all those years, he finally got an accolade.
Right, after all those years.
But we're going to move along because it's not just Spike Lee, and also we have John Singleton. He was born in South Central LA. And he's best known for Boys in the Hoods, Four Brothers, Hustle and Flow, Baby Boy, Shaft, Poetic Justice, Higher Learning, which I didn't know that, and many more.
Wow.
He was the youngest at 24, nominated for Best Director for the Academy Awards and the first African American. Can you guys believe that? Unfortunately, John Singleton did pass in April 2019 of a heart attack. So yeah, keep that pressure down, y'all.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Okay, so let me show their picture. There we go. Today's Black History.
Fight the power. We got to fight the power.
That's right.
Okay. All right. So great advice, great information as always, Miss J. Let's see what Miss Ursula got for a hot topic for today.
Well, just two things. I don't know if you guys heard about it. Snoop Dogg is saying that he is going to purchase what is that? Death Row.
Yeah.
I think I don't know. It's more. It's not even a political thing. I think that's going to be a little challenging, more so than what they're going to let the public know about. I know it's probably going to be a big deal for him and for many artists, but I think behind the scenes, it's going to be a whole lot more to it than what we'll hear about. And the other thing, because I'm not going to be long, did y'all hear? I didn't see it. Look, I wasn't fortunate enough to see. Nelly made a mistake and posted his own pornographic clip on Instagram.
It was two of them, no. It was Nelly and Little Fizz. They both simultaneously.
Little Fizz too?
Little Fizz too.
God.
Somebody screen recorded him doing things.
Oh my goodness.
I did not see it, thank the Lord. I don't
Me either.
Okay, wow. Thank the Lord.
Thank the Lord. Because the way that the internet, how they say, the way Black Twitter dogged them out.
I heard about that too.
Wasn't worth seeing.
Ooh, that's not good.
Look, sips tea.
Okay.
I just had to give me some water.
Okay. Okay. So now I'm gonna go into my hot topics for today, you guys. So we got a few minutes. Did y'all hear about the bartender that was forced that got robbed in Los Angeles. I mean, in Las Vegas. And they're his the owners of the bar is making this man pay the money back uh to they're making him pay the money back that the robber took. Ain't that
Wow.
something?
Mm-mm-mm.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's
And
crazy.
it just brought so many memories back when I heard that, because I was thinking about um my own situation, as when I used to somebody put no one ever gets paid. Supergirl. I don't know what that means. Oh, okay. So, yeah, and so I was thinking about my own situation growing up. I used to work at in a retail store, and I remember this was right about around, the people from Chicago may know what I'm talking about. There was a robbery at the Brown's Chicken, and people got killed, and the workers got killed in the store, and they did them execution style. And when we got robbed at this store that I used to work at, the man had us lay down on the floor with our faces facing the floor, and all I could think about was that my life was finna end. And so when I think about this, as this man getting robbed at a bar, and you telling this man he got to pay you money back
Yeah.
for something that he's not responsible for, I just think that's crazy. And sometimes these people be so insensitive when stuff like that happens. it
Mm-hmm.
it, it bothers you, because I remember when we called our store manager, the first thing she asked was, how much money did the guys get? She never asked us, was we okay or anything.
Wow.
She asked, how much money did they get? Just glad
That
that
would have been my
that
resignation right there.
our DM was more sensitive. She was more, are you girls okay? But when I say this because people don't take, the owners don't take in mind, they don't put this, that these people are the people that's up front. They're
Mm-hmm.
in the front end of everything. You getting the checks back in the back, but they're in the front of everything. So they go through all the little crazy stuff, and this is the way you pay them back.
Mm-hmm.
I don't get
You
that.
get there's like you get to be able to enjoy the fruits of their labor,
Right.
and then
Mm-hmm.
you're going to turn around and tell him that he got to pay the money back for something he had nothing
And
to do with.
nothing to
Now
do
I can
with.
see if they find out that he had something to do with it, that's different. But if you know that this man ain't had nothing to do with it, why should he have to pay it back?
Right, that's all
Exactly.
right.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And
Right.
then another thing I wanted to mention today, I wanted to congratulate Eve and her husband on their new baby boy. They had it February the 1st, and I wanted to congratulate
Oh,
them.
another fellow Aquarian.
Also, I wanted to congratulate Sherry Shepherd for landing the permanent spot on Wendy Williams,
Mm-hmm.
Oh
Mm-hmm.
which
wow, she is
I'm
cool.
sure,
Yes.
Yeah.
yes, and which I'm sure they're gonna change the name of the show, probably, because
I
I
don't
mean,
know about
who
that.
want to be Wendy Williams? Good evening. Somebody said good evening. Okay.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good
Yeah.
evening.
So I'm sure they probably will change the name, because I mean, how you gonna have a show called
Oh, Wendy
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 Williams
Williams
Well,
and
and
I
it's not
Sherry
Wendy
Shepherd.
Williams
Sherry
there?
Shepherd.
Right.
well, but the thing is, the reason why I say I don't think they're gonna change it is because Wendy Williams is a whole brand,
Mhm.
and she brings a lot with that name. I'm not saying Sherry Shepherd doesn't, but when is not just the show. Hello, Thomas Harris. Is that Thomas?
Hello.
Mhm. Hello, hello.
Yeah. So I don't know about that, but can I say one thing to you, Lil Flavor?
Go ahead.
Um, last show you was
Oh,
like you was like, girl, autumn so I got to hit you back, little Flavor because
Oh, did I say?
you said about 18 so I just want to hit you back, little Flavor.
Oh, okay. I that's cool, cool, cool.
Yeah, boy.
Y'all know y'all wrong for that, but
Look, we got a imaginary tally in the background.
also I want to say, also I want to send my condolence to Betty Davis' family. She was the punk pioneer of music, some kind of
You
music.
said Betty
Well,
Davis?
yeah, her name was Betty Davis. She was married to Miles Davis. She was
Oh
77 years
wow.
old. Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
They called her the Queen of Funk.
Okay.
Um, she has
Condolences.
had hit songs as "Getting Ready for Betty," "It's My Life," if I'm in luck, I might get picked up tonight."
Wow.
That sound like some stuff
Wow.
I'll be saying.
Okay.
But
Okay.
anyway,
That's
yeah,
real funky.
yeah. Well, um, so I guess that about does it with what we had to say today. Um, with no further ado, I would like to let's welcome our award-winning filmmaker and director, Miss Breezy, to the show. Hello, Miss Breezy. Can you
Hello, Miss
hear us?
Woo!
Breezy.
Oh,
Can you hear us? Can
We can hear you.
oh, her
can
mic is off. She got
Yeah,
the
your
mic
mic
on
is
mute.
off.
She got to turn her mic off of mute.
So
Yeah,
just
your
tap
mic
your
is.
screen.
I'll just take it off.
Oh, you just did. There
Yeah,
you go.
you did it. There you go.
Can you hear me
Can
now?
you hear? Yeah,
Yep.
we can
Yes.
hear you. Yep, we could hear you. Oh, somebody put up there. Okay, okay, okay.
Hey
So
there.
welcome, welcome, welcome. How are you
Hey.
today, Miss Breezy?
Oh,
Can you
busy,
hear us?
busy. Running around like
Oh,
a
okay.
chicken with his head cut off.
Yeah,
Yes, I
yeah.
can.
Okay. Okay. Well, that's good. So let's get started. Can you tell our audience a little bit about yourself and who you are?
Well, I'm Miss Breezy with Breezy Films. I'm a screenwriter, director, producer. That's what my main focus is right now, but I have a background in a music business, entertainment business, public relations. But my main focus right now is producing my own independent films and working on other projects now and writing for other people.
Okay,
Awesome.
that is
Oh,
good.
that's good.
Okay. So, anybody want to start off with questions?
I just want to say to start off, congratulations on the release of your film. I saw the trailer and it looks awesome. I cannot wait to see it. Ignite your love. I can't wait to see it.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I had the private screening August 7th. I did two public screenings on Sweetest Day, October 16th, and then my last one was on November 20th. But right now, I've done them in Illinois, so now I'm about to try to tour it, and the first stop is going to be Atlanta,
Woo, woo,
and then I
woo, A
might bring it
Town.
back
Come
to
on.
Chicago as my final
Okay.
stop.
Okay.
Well, you got Atlanta right there. You have South Carolina over here, and you got Chicago here. So you got us. You got a bunch of us here.
Okay, okay.
Uh-huh.
We spread
Oh,
out.
that's good.
Mhm.
I have
Okay,
a
so
question.
I got.
go ahead.
Okay.
Okay, I got a question. Who was your inspiration? What made you decide, you know what, I want to write and direct my own films, especially as a black female in this entertainment industry?
We here?
You hear
Can't
You
hear
you
breaking
you.
hear
up.
me?
Yeah, we can't hear you.
All I heard she say is she want to write and direct her own films.
No, no.
No.
I said, what made you want to write and direct your own films, especially as a black female in this industry?
Oh, okay. Well, like I say, I wear so many hats, and when I started out back in 2009, I didn't really know what realm of the entertainment industry I wanted to go in. So I started off managing artists, And then I switched over to managing models. And then after that, every year I was just doing different projects, from producing music to having my mentorship program to my performing arts program. And then I'm like, let me try film now, back in 2014. And I never thought about being a writer, let alone an author. Like, I never thought I hate writing, but I just tried it just to challenge myself, and ended up falling in love with it. Was right for TV, directing movies. So I've only been doing that for a year, and I don't want to do nothing else but that.
Your mic is breaking up, so we didn't catch everything you just said.
They keep freezing up.
We keep kind of like
You wanna
pausing and
try and
skipping.
come out? You wanna go out and come back in? Cause it keep freezing up and we can't hear what you're
Let me
saying.
see. Let me see if I can do it on my phone.
Okay.
Mm.
And it's time for a commercial break.
Cause it keep freezing up and we can't hear what you're saying.
Okay.
Okay. Can you hear us now?
I just did it from my phone. Is this better this way?
Yeah,
This much
much
Yes,
better.
much
Yeah.
better.
Okay.
Okay, let me get out the other one. Hold on. Okay, yeah. All
Yeah.
right. So you want me to answer the question over again?
Yeah,
Yes,
she
no, we didn't hear anything you said.
Oh, okay. So like I said, like I wear many hats. So I started out managing my artists at first, and then I started managing models. After that, I started breaking into having my performing arts academy, my mentor program, and I wanted to challenge myself because I've never written anything. I wasn't a person that liked writing. So in 2014, that's when I decided that I wanted to produce a film. I'm like, let me just challenge myself. It's just another project under my belt. Once that movie came out, we put it on YouTube. It was just, to me, another project. It ended up getting 1.7 million views on YouTube, and I'm like, whoa, like, wait, what? I was like, for an independent film. So it ended up making me want to take it more seriously. And then that's when I wrote my second movie 3 years later, my third movie, Ignite Your Love. And now it's something that I thought I would never do, but I ended up falling in love with it. And that's all I want to do now. I would just produce music videos, direct films, TVs, commercials, documentaries, anything. That's just like my passion now.
Wow.
Wow.
Okay, that's
That's great.
amazing. That's very inspiring.
Thank you.
Yeah. How do
Okay,
you keep
I have a
motivated?
question.
How do you keep motivated?
I challenge myself every day. I don't like to get bored. My daughter's 22, so she ain't at home no more. So it's like, okay, what can I do? I just love entertainment. I love everything about the industry. And it's just like I love inspiring and motivating other people and helping them. So it just keeps me going every time I hear somebody say like, how can I get help, or how did you do this, or that you're inspiring me and stuff, and them saying that is inspiring me to keep going. So
Okay.
That's great.
Yeah. Margaret, you said you had a question.
Yeah, I had a question about the movie or the film Ignite Your Love. What was the inspiration behind that, and why? Whether it's was it personal, whether it's friends that or where how some people forget how they started when they started their relationship. How sometimes people fall out of love. So is that a reason behind it?
well, the movie is based off my book. I wrote a book during
Mhm.
COVID called Ignite Your Love: The Love Challenge for Couples, and it's not so much of a book; it's a how-to. So everybody knows, like if they follow my Facebook, my daughter is spoiled rotten. So every time her birthday come around, everybody's waiting to see what I do for her birthday. I've done stuff like 18 gifts in 18 days. This past year, I gave her a car and $5,000 to pursue her rap career. I've come up with all these creative different ways to surprise her, that people started asking me to help plan their kids' birthday party or their date nights. I did a date night for my ex. We're not together no more, but my boyfriend at the time, a five senses date. I decked the hotel out with everything, and had a gift for him. In each bag was one that represented one of the five senses. So when people were seeing it, so people just kept asking. I just turned it into a profit. So I wrote a book, and it's 50 chapters in each book, and I have 2 volumes out. Each book gives you is one page, one chapter, and in that chapter, it tells you different date night or gift ideas that you can do to keep the spark alive in your relationship. Because I'm a firm believer that I don't believe in the whole, oh, the spark died. Why did it die? It's so many things you can do to keep
Exactly.
the spark alive that cost no money to things that may be completely expensive. But once I did that, I put that out. The book sold out. The first 100, I just did 100 copies, sold out in less than 48 hours. And then the second book, same thing. So COVID still continued, and I was bored again in the house by myself looking at them 4 walls. And I was watching Tyler Perry, Why Did I Get Married? And I'm like, dang, I could turn this book into a movie. And I started writing, and within 2 or 3 weeks, the script was done. The following month, I casted Sandy Red as the lead role, and just had a casting call for everybody else. The following month, we did rehearsals. The following month, we shot it all during COVID. And then here we are today.
Wow,
That's
that's
awesome.
awesome.
That
That,
is
that's
so
really
awesome.
good. Actually, I have a. I was gonna ask you about that too because I'm curious to know. So I have a script that I want to get produced and things like that. But I'm wondering what's the steps? Can I come through your company to do it, or do I have to, you know, do it another way?
My company is a full production company, from cameramen to assistants to directors, screenwriters, everything you need we have. I mean, the first
Okay.
step is the development stage, basically you developing your script if you already have it done. If
Mhm.
not, finding a screenwriter to complete it for you. After that is just all pre-production work, post the actual production, then the post-production, then the editing, the distribution and stuff. So really the main thing first is developing it. And if it's a film, if it's a TV show, how long you want it to go. That's the main thing first. Once you got that done, then it's just about the rest of the process, as far as getting contracts together, hiring the cast, the team, and who's going to do stuff. Company Breezy Films has everything you need.
Oh, okay. Yeah, 'cause I'm gonna check that out because I'm interested in that.
Thank you.
Uh, what I was gonna ask another question. What is the best advice you have received?
The best advice, God, I get so much advice. Um, the main, I don't, I okay. The, it's not so much recent, but throughout the years when I first started, I did have a lot of women that was, like they say, hating on me. I am such a person that want to bring everybody together, everybody break bread together, make money together.
Get
Perfect
money.
example with my models. Like, my models weren't average. They were the models who they were artist models, but they wasn't the video vixen one. We really supported the artists, from calling the radio stations, trying to get them to play their music, to having clothes designed. We'll look at Facebook, see an artist, find out where he's going to be at. We will find his logo on social media because they publicize everything. Have our fashion designer design wardrobe that matches their logo and show up in support of them. And my models were people that was in school that spoke foreign languages, studying, being a lawyer, a doctor, everything. They had to be professional women to be a part of my crew, because I don't like to show nakedness and bodies and stuff like that. So it became the point that we were the most sought after females out here, even when celebrities came in town, that a lot of women became jealous. They tried to. I'm a special needs pre-K teacher, and they called Fox 32 News. They tried to say I was running escort services, just like that's the only thing, and it really took me to a low level. Like, I've done nothing but help people, and this is the payback I get because I'm just trying to help people or have a great brand here or something. So I had advice given from
No.
someone that basically just told me, like, don't let the negativity from the outside world affect you with what you have going on. Just keep pushing through. And some people go react off of social media. Whatever you do, always stay professional. No matter how many
Mm-hmm.
go through all that, don't react, because when you react, they're going to continue to react. And then you never know what happens 10 years down the road. They come with these screenshots, or yeah, and then when you're famous or something like that. So I just always remain professional and always remain humble.
Yeah.
It's important, very important.
That's very important. That's good advice too, because a lot of people don't do that.
Right.
They let their emotions control
Thank you,
them.
y'all.
Yeah, that had to that's very interesting that you said that because someone had to tell me the same thing and gave me the same advice. They told me that as time goes on, you grow, people will come at you. They want you to say things to them negative and so that they can use it against you later. Is what she
Yep.
told what somebody told me. Yeah.
So they don't tell the whole story; they just tell the
So
snippet.
right.
Right.
Yep.
I
And
have a
nothing more
question.
more accessible than the lie, not the truth.
Right. Right.
People more interested in the lie, not the truth.
Mm-hmm.
You said you
Okay.
had
Yes, ma'am. So I wanted to ask you, what I know that you said that you were not originally, you wouldn't originally call yourself a writer. So I wanted to ask you about your writing process and also when you're writing, have you, such, especially like your screenplays, have you ever been writing and had a certain character in mind when you were writing?
Yeah, so like Ignite Your Love. So as I was writing Ignite Your Love is the date nights and gifts that you see in the actual movie are stuff coming from our book. But the actual movie is based on the five love languages. And when I'm writing, like Ignite Your Love have a lot of things that have happened in my life as far as
Hmm.
relationships go. So I didn't have a specific person in mind as far as who's gonna play it. But during the process, Sandy Red was like, I need that role. I need that role. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, what? Because Sandy has done plays all her life. She sang in every single one of them, and she didn't want to be a singer. She wanted people to know that she's a real, true actress. And she was like, don't write me in no singing role. Don't do this. So she begged me for the role. And I'm like, okay. I'm like, but Sandy, this ain't no play. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like when I write for how I want the character to act. And after I
Right.
write, then I start looking at like, okay, like this is the person that I've researched that I know I want, you know what I'm saying, to play this role. Now that wasn't always like that. The first movie I didn't write. A friend named Nicole Washington out of Vegas wrote it for me. She was in Chicago
Hmm.
at the time, moved to Vegas, but I had the concept, I had the vision, I knew exactly what I wanted to happen by detail by detail. I just didn't know the formatting of how to write a script, and she did. So she took my vision and brought it to life. And that's kind of like the motto, Breezy Films, breathing life into your vision. And she did just that. After that, I wanted to challenge myself. But the first script, I had an artist that I used to manage named Costille in mind. And he was a rapper. And I said, Costille, you hitting that 40 mark. What you gonna do? Like, what labels are signing people at 40 years old? Nobody really. But you have to be multifaceted. So I have a script. And even though you never acted, I'm gonna make you do it. Like everybody have a joke that I'll be telling people, like, you're gonna do it. You can't tell me no. So I told him, I said, I want you to be an actor. Now, I didn't make the script around how he is in everyday life because I want to challenge people. So I made it the way I wanted it to be done, but found the person that even if they didn't think they could do it, I knew I could pull it out of them. And luckily, these last three movies, I've been able to do that. Pull even with Sandy Red being as talented as she is, it's like I have to sit there and be like, no, that because when you're dealing with a play and dealing with a movie, those are two different things. Play is more
Mm.
dramatic and drama, sing and all that, but a movie you have your serious parts. So I had to work with Sandy too to say, hey, that's not what I'm looking for. You sound more playish than feature filmish. You know what I'm saying? Basically, so yeah, it differs with each one.
okay.
Hmm.
What are your goals for the next few months?
So now I'm in the process of I want to start a film producing summer camp. So I'm looking for a location in the south suburbs or either South Chicago where when school go out like ages 10 to 17, I want to teach them film producing. So it's like I want to do 8 weeks, possible 10, but it's a camp where they come Monday through Friday and they're learning the basics. The first we start with, like I say, the development where I'm teaching them the basics of screenwriting, character development, and showing them like how to format. Like I use the format of the site cell text to write my scripts. So showing them how to do that, and then the first week or whatever. But then after that is go time. We want to, because we're going to produce a film at the actual end of it, a short film. So I'm gonna talk to the youth, ask them what kind of genre do they want. Do they want drama, horror, both of those different genre categories? Once we have an idea of what we want to do, I'm going to show them the process of executing. So not just acting, you know what I'm saying, but if they wanted to produce, because there's a lot of theater camps, but not a lot of film producing camps. Like I know the
That's
Chicago Film Office, and I think Chicago some camps they offer like here go a screenwriting class or here go a directing class. But my camp will offer every five elements of production to the point that at the end they will do a full blown premiere of what they put and did at the end. So that's what
that's
I'm
What
working.
did
great.
you,
Mhm.
what did you say you used to write your scripts?
Celtex, CELTX.com. I use that site to write my scripts.
Oh, you don't
Okay.
use Final Draft.
Mm-mm.
Oh,
I mean, you
okay.
could use those too, but I use Celtex.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, that's what I used Final Draft to write my script. So I've completed two scripts that I
Okay.
have, and I'm ready to, get it out there, but I just don't know the procedure and how to get started. So that's why I was asking those questions.
The Breezy Films come into play.
All right, yeah, I'm coming. Yeah, I will reach back out to you about it because I'm serious. I really want to get my movie out there. Yeah.
Okay.
I do stand up comedy.
Oh
You
Lord. Oh Lord.
Oh,
you do you do anything with stand up comics?
Yeah, I do it. I do
what
invitations, all that.
what social media outlet do you use?
I use them all, but my main one is Instagram and Facebook. But I'm merging away from Facebook. It's more so like just friends and family. But everything that I promote as far as with my company and just strictly business page is Instagram at Breezy Dolls. So it's Breezy BreezyDolls. I want to change it to Breezy Films, but I'm like, I don't like how Instagram do it. That if you change your name, but you put the O in it, it still merge into the new name. So if I
Right.
change, it's gonna be hard for people to
Oh,
find
like,
me.
Yeah,
I'm like,
that's
they need to
true.
fix.
I'm
yeah,
gonna
they're
make sure
changing
I
a
put
lot of
that
things.
into the.
So
Yeah, I'm gonna make sure I put it into this thing so people know. Um,
Okay.
but I also wanted to ask something else. What else I was? How do you distinguish yourself from your competitors?
Um, if I'm writing a script and it's something similar that somebody else is writing to or doing something, I make sure that for one, I don't look at their stuff so I won't get clouded judgment. Because sometimes you can look at something and then you're writing and then you start writing something that you saw on theirs, thinking that you came up with it. You know what I'm saying? Subliminally or whatever.
Mhm.
So I make sure that, but you know what I'm saying? I don't. I have a shirt that I says "Me versus me." I'm my own competition. You know what I'm saying? Because I like we all can win, but I don't just like I like to challenge myself and battle myself and compete with myself every day. I
Mm-hmm.
don't look to compete with nobody else. I feel like we all are winners. I just made a post, a reel the other day saying like four people I would love to work with: Cassandra Bell, Marcus Carruthers, Christopher Nolan, and Danny Froese from Chicago. Those are directors and producers. I've been watching them for years. I said, and I like to branch off and start collabing with more people. I'm all about collab and not so much competing.
Oh, that's good.
that's
That
great. I
yeah.
got a question for you. Do you have any mentors, like anyone that you go to for, say, like advice, or you say like, or you
Yeah.
bounce an idea off of, so to speak?
My sister Crystal, her and Kareem, my business manager. So Kareem is also a Sandy's manager. So I come to him more so on the legal aspects. Because I tend to do a lot of things. And he's like, like you have two masters, you this and that, like you do everything for free. And I'm like, I just want to help everybody. So he's more so my legal advice, and then just helping me make decisions and because I'm all over the place and just bringing it in. But when it comes to like my book or my movie, every chapter I wrote before I wrote the next one, I called my sister. How would you feel about this? Then when I wrote the movie to it, every scene I call my sister. I'm like, you have to approve. If my sister doesn't approve it, it's like, no, like that doesn't, no, Stacey, that doesn't work. She's 60 years old. I'll be 43 on the 26th this month. But it's like she's my sister, but more like my mom. And anything she says, she has never steered me wrong. So if she doesn't approve it, it ain't getting put out there. So believe me, it went through her before anybody else sees it.
Right.
That makes a lot of sense.
That makes a lot of sense. That's the closest person to you.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
And she ain't gonna let you go out there looking like a fool.
She ain't.
Mm-mm.
She ain't. She like,
Mm-mm.
she'll tell me in the raw, you need to redo that chapter over, girl. But yeah.
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 That's what you have to have, that honest person to
I
give
say,
it to
yeah.
you like it is.
It's
She's
like,
the
no,
only.
you ain't gonna embarrass me. Don't do that.
That's definitely sister talk.
Yeah, that sounds familiar.
But
Yeah.
no, no.
But
So how
Miss
do you?
Breezy, what? I'm sorry.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was just gonna ask you, what do you find is the most challenging thing about what you do?
Being respected in the industry as a woman. It's a male
Mm.
dominated industry.
Yeah.
And I'm going through a current situation now where someone wants to give me a title to a project they want to bring me on where um it's like really all the background because they're a man. They want that title. They like, no, I'm doing this. Like I'm like, yeah, but it's not about a title. It's about the skills and if you know what you're doing. But instead of putting somebody in that place that knows what they're doing, they'd rather just keep it. So it's like, is this an ego trip thing? Is this a, you know what I'm saying? So it's like I've been battling with that respect. You know what I'm saying? Two challenges. One, battling with the respect of being a woman and also a lot of people like at first I didn't care about like being recognized and stuff like that, but being recognized is what gets you higher to the top. If I've been
Mm-hmm.
doing so much stuff for 15 years, but yet like I'm an award-winning filmmaker. I got 11 awards, but that's because I put myself in it. But when I look on certain sites or certain media stuff, I'll be like, out of Chicago, like I never like all the stuff I've done, you know what I'm saying? So I just try not to look at social media a lot when it comes to that aspect as far as other people being awarded or recognized. And it's like, wait a minute, I've been doing this. I like my stuff, like are you people like, oh my God, you should have got like I know, but I just sit back. So it's just like sometimes being recognized on a national level, you know what I'm saying? And then
Right.
just effect of someone realizing that I'm not just a pretty face, like I have the brains to back it up too. So those are the main two challenges.
Yeah.
Okay. So how are you planning to strive to achieve what you're looking to achieve?
As far as
Like you're into the industry, the getting into that industry. What are you doing to get there? I mean, how do you?
well,
Breaking the
I'm just gonna
glass ceiling.
yeah, I'm gonna keep on doing like my birthday is February 26th, but it's also the anniversary of when I started my company Breezy Entertainment in 2009, so it'll be 13 years. And I love what I'm doing. I don't want recognition as far as like the Oscars. If it get there, yeah, you know I'm saying Tyler Perry. Like I could have easily moved out of Chicago to go to Atlanta or LA and beyond right now. I've had job offers. I love my city, you know what I'm saying? But even the city, like with different radio outlets or different media outlets, you know what I'm saying? Like a WGCI or a Power 92 or a Channel 2 News or 5 News. It's like the biggest challenge for me is like having a PR that can push me. I have a master's in PR, but it's overwhelming for me to push my own self. You know what I'm saying? It always looks better if somebody else do it. But if they don't have the connects or whatever, it's kind of hard. So the main thing is really branding myself because for 12 years, I branded everybody else. I branded all my clients and I didn't care about being in the forefront. So now I'm at the point where it's like I'm putting me first now, so I
Mm-hmm.
can't get recognition of stuff that they looking at as new that I've been doing for over plus almost 15 years. So it's me now. It's my time now. So that's what I plan to do is just put me in the forefront, me doing interviews, radio, TV, stuff like you know what I'm saying, like with you guys. And then just getting, you know what I'm saying, like they say, get your flowers while you're still here or whatever, instead of
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So you
always
smell
doing
them.
everything else.
Okay. What high school did you attend?
Hillcrest.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Mm.
And you said you did some college?
Yeah, I have I went to South Suburban College and got my associate's degree in liberal arts. I went to Columbia College and got my bachelor's in music business. And then I went to Full Sail University to get my 2 masters from in entertainment business, and then one in public relations. And then during COVID, I went to New York University and got a degree in film, TV, and industry essentials last year.
All right.
Good.
Okay. So
So
did
you
you
didn't
do
let
that
COVID stop
online?
you.
Yeah, everything was online except Columbia and South Suburban.
Oh, okay. Cool.
That's
That
good.
is yeah.
Progressive.
Thank you.
Are you
Is
happy in your career?
Oh yeah, I'm definitely. I tell this to my daughter all the time. She's like, you ain't where you're supposed to be. I said, well, where is it that I'm supposed to be? Because I'm happy. You know what I'm saying? Like that. Like I'm doing what I love. The only thing, if I had anything to complain of, is the fact that, and I can't complain about it because it pay the bills, but I got a dose of life during COVID of what it would be if I was full-time entertainment, because I'm a
Mhm.
special pre-K teacher's assistant. So I work with the students while the main teacher is teaching. So when you're doing COVID and you're at home for a year and a half online and you have no kids in front of you, I'm just sitting there looking at a thing while she teach. So really, I didn't really do nothing. So I was able to really get my book written, my script written. I made the most money ever in my life doing that year and a half. And I got so much work done. But with me now back in the classroom, I can't do that. Like I'm wore out. I get off at 3:15. Okay, I'm gonna go home. I'm gonna do these business plans. I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna write this, write that. But by the time I get home Monday through Friday, I'm so drained because I work with kids with autism, Down syndrome, behavior problems. I'm grabbing them. I'm trying to restrain them. I'm trying to sit them down. They running off on me like I'm not a spring chicken anymore. You know what I'm saying? So it's like
Yeah.
so by the time I come home, I started realizing like I'm not getting a lot of things done that I need to get done when it comes to, you know what I'm saying, for Breezy Films. So that's really the only downfall of having a regular 9 to 5. But it's a good thing because it helps pay the bills and it helps pay for what, fund a lot of things that I have going on as my project. So really that's the only challenge, and I would rather be doing this full time. So that's why I'm trying to set myself up now. So this will be my last year. You know what I'm saying? Teaching.
Mhm.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was
Okay.
wondering about that,
Yeah.
whether or not you would think about transitioning out of that into what you really want to do, your full purpose.
Yes, definitely, definitely.
Hmm.
That's good.
Yeah,
So
it's
who?
something else. I'm sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
Now I was gonna say it's something else once we had that downtime with COVID for us creatives, because we
Yes.
had time to really concentrate. Because that's I put my first book out during COVID, August of 2020, and I had written it, but I never had time to really concentrate on getting it edited and putting my final, everything on it. But like you say, I had time because I worked from home during the bulk of the pandemic, and it's a slap in the face when you got to go back. It's like no.
And we was off a year, and then I was granted ADA for 6 months. So while everybody else is in the school, a couple of us are still off extra 6 months. So I didn't go back until when they went back January of 2021. I didn't go back
Mhm.
till August of 2021.
Me
So
too. That's when I
yeah,
went back.
so that's why I was like, oh, I got so much done. So, and then in the summer, we're off in the summer. I get a lot of stuff done because we're off in the summer. So, 2 months out the year, but 10 months out the year, I'm working, trying to balance between work and what my real passion is.
Right.
Mhm. Do
Yeah,
you
that
ever?
is a balancing act. That's for sure.
Mhm. Do you ever look at any movies that you see on TV or in the theaters and you say to yourself, "Oh, I could have did that," because I
I'm
know I
sure
do
I
it
know the
all the time.
answer.
I
I was gonna
swear to
say I
you,
know the
I do this
answer.
all the time. Every time I see something on TV, I go,
Is
"Oh, I
that
could
a
do
real
that."
question? Is that a real
Yeah,
question?
yes, I know you
Let me
do
tell
people.
you. It was so funny because y'all see the trailer to Bel Air, the
The
modern
new
day
one.
Yeah.
Fresh.
Hmm.
Mhm.
So it
Right.
premieres on Sunday on Peacock. But I had
Mhm.
the chance to see the screening of it. To what was it? What is today? Tuesday, I think it was Monday or Tuesday. So I watched it, and oh boy, my brother. I have a twin brother. My twin brother, my co-director, my partner. They was like, "Well, how is it? How is it?" So I'm like, "Oh my god!" First of all, when did so and so do this? When did so that wasn't a part of the script? And then I was like, Hillary don't even look like Hillary. And why is Uncle Phil skinny? Uncle Phil was not skinny up in Fresh Prince. Then I'm looking at
You might have went running.
Look, Hillary had on a dress that had like shingles, but it wasn't the shingles. It was like a piece of string hanging. I'm like, why they didn't cut that string off? So my brother was like, I would never let you watch any movie that I write or whatever because you would just nitpick everything.
Yeah.
I was like,
You sound like me though.
You
sound just like me.
So is that a reboot of the Fresh Prince?
It is.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's like
okay.
a modern day version. Yep.
Oh,
Yeah.
So they just made Phil, Dr. Judge Phil go running or something.
Uncle Phil.
More like they got him dark skinned. They got I don't like how they casted him. Now Vivian they did good. Ashley they did good, but Hillary they got Hillary as a chef and a cook. I'm like Hillary never cooked in the show.
No,
She didn't do nothing.
She was
She's like,
spoiled.
oh my gosh, no.
Yeah, and then Carlton they have Carlton snorting what is it, coke? And I'm like,
you telling secrets, or are they are they showing that on the previews, or are you telling the secrets, girl?
Oops. I gave y'all the inside scoop.
Yeah, I seen the preview, and they showed the person that's playing Will. The young man does kind of favor Will a little. Yeah, he made sure his person, the person that was playing him, was gonna look just like him though, because I think he's part of the directors of that movie or something of the show.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so of course he gonna do that. But yeah, I think about that all the time. Every time I see a movie, I be like this. I be like, hey, they should have did so and so and so and so. So I know that you sitting in front of when you do watch something on TV. How they do that like that? They shouldn't have did that.
Nobody but me.
Now, even on Netflix, y'all, some of the movies they have up, I'm like, dude, I could have wrote that. I could have wrote better than that.
Yeah.
I don't like the ones that don't have no good ending. Jeez.
No.
Exactly.
The ones that look like it's a low budget because you can almost tell. You can almost tell.
First and second. When I was in a holding room, I heard y'all talking about Mary J. Blige. So a lot of people don't know that nobody has ever gotten paid as
I didn't know that.
Yeah, right. No one, not just Mary J. Blige, no one ever gets paid because they get so much publicity off of that show that their record sales shoot up. And then a lot of artists drop their album that same day or the day after.
Oh. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, so it's an exposure thing. Like everybody would love to be, that's a lifetime opportunity. So they don't pay them because they know they're going to make their money. Like even Mary J. Blige, whatever she performs, somebody might go back to her Real World album or something like that.
Yeah.
Now start streaming it, and she making $1 million in one day because Super Bowl reminded people of her. So they don't pay people to perform.
And I can see that totally from Kendrick Lamar because Kendrick Lamar haven't really been doing nothing.
Yeah, and I think somebody, because it's Dr. Dre, Eminem, Kendrick Lamar, Mary J. Blige.
Dr. Dre don't need it.
Yeah, and somebody else was Snoop.
I don't know. He might need to reach after the marriage, the divorce.
Oh yeah.
No, yeah. he gonna be just like Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan, when he got divorced, he ended up still being a billionaire. So he gave his wife so much money, but he still ended up being a billionaire. Yeah. Dr. Dre was already a billionaire, but he had to get some of it up, but he's still making money. So that's the thing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Is there any particular actors that you would prefer, that you would like to work with, like me, for instance?
Or me?
Just putting my name out there.
Well, you, of course. I love working with Chicago talent, so I know I do want to work with Don from Black Ink Crew. I actually want him in Ignite Your Love 2, Part 2.
Cool.
Christian Keys, I would love to work with him. And then my husband, Morris Chestnut, I got to reach out to him. So, You
Kristen
know,
Oh, you
Keys
got fantasy too, huh?
Kristen Keys is like
Taraji
the
P. Henson,
bomb.com.
my favorite actress. Will Smith is my favorite actor. So, but if we're looking at like more so Chicago, definitely Don from Black Ink Crew, just because I seen his journey when he was on Black Ink, wanting to break into the acting industry and stuff. And I've been
Mm-hmm.
watching him, and this is like I want to challenge him. I know I could bring it out of him. He just did another movie. He did pretty good, but I know, sometimes a lot of people bring actors aboard that's known or famous and stuff. Like Don is with a reality TV show, but it might
Right.
want to transfer over to acting. So they bring them on because they want to follow him, but then they're not really acting good, so it makes the movie not be good. But I know that like I just know I could bring so much out of him. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm looking towards working with him for my next film.
Wow.
Okay.
Okay, that sounds good.
Yep,
Well, definitely keep
I'm
us
available
posted.
too.
Yeah.
He available out of South Carolina.
But I'm a Chi-Town native though, so there you go. I can bring you Charleston. I can bring you Charleston's dialect real
Okay.
good.
Okay.
Give an example right quick.
No,
Right.
man, don't be talking to me like that.
Here's your
I ain't playing
audition
with you.
right now.
You said what?
No, don't
I'm
be talking
gonna
to me
sip
like
my
that.
water
I ain't
on
not
that
playing
one.
with you, boy. You better go on now.
Now you know you're gonna get it now, because that is not authentic.
And when they say I go box you in the eye, man. We used to say we're gonna beat you down. They say box you in the eye.
Box you in the yard.
Your husband gonna get you.
It's gonna get you. If you want to hit
That's
some
where I
Charleston
learned it
dialect, let
from.
me go get my water right quick.
So Breezy, you want to give people a little bit of tell them where they can find you if they're interested in following you or seeing any of your trailers and things like that.
Yep, everything is you can either go to breezyfilms.org, that's BreezyFilms.org, breezyfilms.org, or like I say, breezy at breezy Dowls, BreezyDowls, DOLLS on Instagram. That's mainly where I do everything. My website is getting still under construction because I'm adding more stuff to us. So I just built it. But it still got like my links to where my bio on there, my trailers to my movie. Two are on Amazon Prime, which is a part of the game and a promise that was broken. They also can be found on YouTube. Ignite Your Love is not out yet. That's we've only had the screenings, and that's not out nowhere. Where it can be found, just the trailers.
Okay. So
Mhm.
you said you were taking them to other places though,
Yeah,
very
I want to
soon.
take other places. Just I'm trying to get make sure that COVID is under control because with the
Mm-hmm.
mask and the numbers and stuff like that. So Sandy's still on tour until August with Jesus Christ Superstar on Broadway, and I really want the main character at all the screenings. So I'm trying to work around her schedule in the different cities that she's gonna be in, and see that when she's in certain cities, if I can just have the screening during the time that she's also out there for her Broadway tour. But hopefully, you know what I'm saying, I'm probably gonna pick it back because with me trying to get everything ready for my summer classes, I'm trying to at least do something in spring because I know she'll be in Atlanta, I think during my spring break, whatever. So just trying to work with my school schedule and her schedule. So
Okay. Well, we want to thank you for stopping by Inspirational Talks with Laura Simmons and Friends. We truly appreciated you coming and talking with us today. We wish you lots and lots of success, and I
thank
hope to get to work with you someday soon.
you. Yes.
And look, I will be reaching out to you with my stories,
Okay.
my scripts and stuff, though, for real. And
Okay.
yeah, and we're gonna spread the word about
Take it
you
easy. Stay
here in
crazy.
Chicago and in South Carolina, Atlanta. We're gonna be spreading the word about you and your movies and things.
Thank you
Okay.
so much for having me.
All right. You enjoy your evening.
You guys too. Have a good night.
All
Bye.
right.
Take
Bye.
care.
Bye.
All right.
Bye.
Bye bye. Okay, guys. Right, guys, we got like two minutes, and then we'll be closing everything out. I meant to mention this today, also, guys, before before I brought out the guest, I meant to mention the fact that they did find out the cause of death for Bob what's his name?
Saget.
Faggot.
Saget.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
We
did
talked
mention
before.
that. They said that he hit his head.
Oh
And he
They
went to
no.
said
sleep.
that yeah, they said that he went to sleep. And you know the funny thing about that is because I think we all have hit our heads and never thought
Yeah.
nothing of it.
No,
And I remember
nothing,
one night
nothing.
I hit my head on the cabinet, and
That
um and
explains
I
it.
just thank God that that I'm still here because I hit it pretty hard. But I went right to bed afterwards, and that's the crazy thing. So I'm just so grateful that nothing happened to me. And I'm just when I read the article about him and what happened to him, and his family was telling the story about how he injured his head. He had a trauma to his head and stuff after autopsy, and he went to
Mm,
sleep and didn't wake back up. So
Mm.
be careful, guys, when you hit your head or whatever the case may be. Take it a little more serious than we do, because a lot of times we don't take it serious because of the fact
mm-mm.
that we think that oh,
Nothing.
it's just right, it's nothing, right, you know. And I just wanted to mention that before we close out the show tonight. And I
Some
wanted
people say
to
it a little harder than others. So
oh yeah, oh yeah. And I also wanted to thank Miss Breezy, for coming on our show today.
yeah,
Very very interesting conversation.
Mm-hmm.
yes,
Mm-hmm.
Um,
definitely.
and I want to tell
Very
everybody that's
inspiring.
yeah to make sure that you share, like, and comment on our YouTube channel, Inspirational Talks with Laura Simmons and Friends. All right, guys, we out of here. Good night.
Good
Good
night.
Good
night.
night.